Hey Alabaster, and thanks for joining us for our council comments. This is where we speak with one of our council members and they give us some inside information and kind of break down what happened at our council meetings. We have Scott Brakefield joining us today. He is a councilman for Ward 6 and also our city council president. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I greatly appreciate what y'all do here and helping us get the word out about what all goes on in our council meetings.
We really enjoy doing it too and bringing it to the citizens. Give us a little background on you. You've been in Alabaster for most of your life, I think,
most
right?
of my life,
so
yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
I moved here in the late 70s, went grade through kindergarten through high school, Thompson High School, graduated from the University of Montevallo, married a hometown girl, Michelle Kent, and we've been married now 20 years. We've got 3 boys that are being raised here, much like we were raised here. This is my 3rd term, so in 08, I guess, was my first time to run for city council. I was elected in 08 and again in 12 and then again in 16. So midway through my 3rd term, I've served the last 2 terms as council president. So really enjoyed giving back to the city that I grew up in, seeing so much change in.
I know, isn't it awesome to see what the city has become?
It is crazy to think that when I first moved here, we were probably about 3,500, 5,000 people that lived here, and now we're over 30,000 people, so it's crazy.
And awesome too.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Well, awesome. Let's dive into the agenda. So we're going to be talking about the August agendas, and then we're also going to get some information on our current meeting that happened in September. So let's just kind of dive into that. We had some rezoning going on in these meetings, right? A good bit of that.
We had a request for some rezoning on a property on Butler Road, on the corner of Mission Hills Road and Butler Road. It was a public hearing that we had at the previous council meeting, the last council meeting in August, and what was difficult for us to convey and to get out to the community was that property already is approved for condominiums and a lot more density than what the developer wants to put in now. So when it came time for public comments, we had a lot of people speak. It was one of the few meetings this year that we actually had a lot of people attend, which is great. We love people to come to the meetings. It makes the meetings more engaging. But during that meeting, we had a proposal to rezone the land. We decided not to move forward with that, but at the meeting this past Monday, we're going to put that back up for consideration. After having some time to think about it as a council and relook at some things, anytime that we have an opportunity to downzone, decrease the density of something that is already zoned, we want to take a good, long, hard look at that. Absolutely. Because to the developer's point of view, he could have bought the land and moved forward with condominiums or whatever that was already zoned out there. So now we're going to try to look in that 135, 140 house range, zone it for that. But really it's a downzoning and less density at that piece of property than was previously zoned or allowed to. So that was probably the biggest rezoning thing that we had, but that was followed up quickly by the moratorium.
Right, and I know that is a little bit of a hot button issue right now. It's the talk of 119 for sure, especially all of us that live on 119.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit more detail into that?
Okay, from the moratorium, all of this, the rezoning request, the moratorium, all of it springs from the delay on 119, and I'm sure we'll probably get to that as a topic as we move through our conversation. But the moratorium was more or less put in place because the issues that we have with traffic. We were moving ahead, everything was fine with the Highway 119 expansion, and then probably about a month and a half ago, we heard back from AlDOT that there was some issues with some funding issues. So they wanted to kind of take a pause and go back and look at some opportunities that they have to maybe redesign some things, get the federal government to maybe relax some of the requirements they have because it is federal money. It's an A-TRIP grant that we applied for. So with that, we just felt that it was a positive move to place the moratorium in place for anything new. So anything that is existing, that is coming out of the ground now, that has been platted, that a developer is moving forward with now can continue to move forward.
Okay.
But as a representative of Ward 6 and Carrie Pate, who has Ward 7, anybody that travels 119 at any time, really. I mean, it doesn't have to be just the morning hours or just the late afternoon hours. The weekends are very difficult. So we've just had a lot of challenges moving people up and down 119. And then as school started, you get people coming off Smoky Road and off Butler Road trying to merge onto 119, and everybody's trying to get to the same place at the same time.
Right.
Causes a massive headache, big congested area. So what we're going to do is try to pause any of the building of the new building, new structures down 119, just in an effort to buy some time to see what AlDOT comes up with the Highway 119 project.
Okay, so definitely need to stay tuned.
Yes.
Because I'm sure this will just be a developing situation.
It definitely will. Delving into the 119 project, it's a few years ago that we applied for the grant. So it's federal money, but it's a partnership between the state and the city of Alabaster to get the project going. So the federal dollars come, we work with AlDOT to widen 119. So we've gone through the engineering, we've gone through the, what utilities we have to move, we're moving on, everything looks good, and then we realize it's about a multi-million-dollar deficit that we were having to come up with. The city had their part, it was an 80-20 match. AlDOT just found some shortcomings in some areas. So the initial plan was to widen it all the way down to Veterans Park. So from my understanding, what we're trying to do is either back up to Mission Hills Road, Highway 80 or County Road 80, or even bring it back to Butler Road and Smoky Road as an option to continue the project. The last thing we want to see as a city is to see that project die or go away. So we are working with Cam Ward, Matt Friday, April Weaver to help us let the feds know, let the state know, let AlDOT know that we are a willing participant and we need to see this project move forward, even if it means that it's not the ideal project. We've got to get it widened as far as we can.
Yes, I think anything would be helpful. So just see what they come up with.
Yes, so to your point, we're waiting to hear back from AlDOT. They were looking at what cost savings they could kind of pull out. And it's other things too, federal government, they're very big in walkable space, so they wanted to include a sidewalk from Veterans Park all the way up to Publix, even though we said that we didn't envision many of our residents walking Highway 119. But so you're dealing with multiple governmental agencies, and unfortunately, as I'm part of it, it bogs down even more when 2 or 3 get involved. So
super fun times on the council with 119 right now, right?
Yes, exactly. So we're just waiting it out, and hopefully we'll get some good news.
Well, thank you for that information. I know that we have a lot of viewers that wanted to know that.
Absolutely.
So we've got something that was on the agenda that kind of stood out to me was, what are we doing with the Miss Alabama Outstanding Teen Pageant?
So this is a good opportunity for the city of Alabaster to showcase our city. This is a pageant that has been held in Sylacauga for the last multiple years. The people that run that pageant came to the city council work session. A little plug for the work session. We highly encourage everyone to come to the work session. That's where all the agenda items get discussed in depth. And
these work sessions can go on for several hours, guys.
Yes.
They put a lot into these.
They'll go 3-4 hours on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, or even a Saturday morning. So, but anyway, these people came. They made a presentation to us. They've worked with Alabaster City Schools, so we were able to kick in a little bit of financial need that they needed to get that event here. It's going to bring multiple people to our city from all over the state, hopefully staying in our hotels and buying our gas and eating at our restaurants. But it is going to be at the new Performing Arts Center at the new high school.
Wonderful.
So we're excited about it. It's another opportunity for us to bring people from the outside of the city into the city and just showcase what we have here in Alabaster.
Absolutely. I think that'll be really, really fun for a lot
absolutely.
of people. Now, the newest agenda item, which you just talked about at the September meeting, right?
Yes, just Monday night.
Right. New police station.
Yes, so we're excited about this. I like to kid the mayor all the time. We talk about needs versus wants. And I tell her all the time, if someone put $100 million in the middle of the table, we could spend it in a matter of minutes getting things that our residents would love, our employees would need. But the police department is something that has been talked about since I got on council in 2008. We had opportunities to look at different locations around the city. Never could make the location work. When District 31 came, their initial presentation to us was, hey, we would include a police station or a piece of land to build a police station in. Through those negotiations and through those discussions, we just decided that that probably wasn't the most ideal location. So what we've done is we've gone to a piece of property that the city owns. It is where we punch through Fulton Springs Road to 31.
Yes.
As you go over the railroad tracks to 31, that piece of property off to the right,
Right.
The vast majority of that property we own. So we're in the process right now of getting environmental studies and the geotech studies and all the engineering talk lingo that I hear presented to make sure that the land is suitable for a police station. But we hope that it comes back positive and we can really get moving forward on the police station within the next couple months.
I know that would be a wonderful addition to the city. We've had, the new city hall, the senior center, these beautiful buildings
Yes.
still, and then still this police
Yes.
station that's been around for
Forever.
many years.
I think my
yeah.
dad got in law enforcement in the mid 80s, so he worked at that police station, so it goes way back, way back. So yeah, those guys deserve it. We've done a lot for public safety over the past couple years, whether it's been investing mainly in our fleet, whether the Tahoes and all the fire department stuff that we've got, and the fire engines and all that stuff. But to get them their own building is something that is way past overdue. So I know that we're excited about it as a council, that we can hopefully get moving with it, in relatively short order.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we've gotten some really good information from you. We are thankful for that. I know there's even more to come. So guys, make sure you stay tuned every month. Share our videos and support the city and our wonderful city council that works so hard to serve us. Thank you again for being with us, Scott.
Thank y'all for everything that y'all do.
All right. Make sure you check us out next month on another segment of Council Comments brought to you by the City of Alabaster.